She's making more, according to him, I don't have the actual numbers, in one speaking engagement than an entire WNBA season, and she doesn't even have to leave the house. And Clark can get away with charging very high numbers in fees.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark fresh off her debut season, juggling corporate gigs, charity events, playing some golf, and even chatting with David Letterman, all while prepping for her sophomore WNBA run.
He's been very instrumental in shaping my career, and we had a sports psychologist and a therapist that would travel with our team and would be there for people that had performance anxiety or had, things going on completely outside of basketball that nobody knows about, nobody watching on TV knows about. And, at the end of the day, a lot of people forget we're humans. We have lives outside of sports, and we have problems outside of sports. We have a lot of great things outside of sports.
Now pan over to Angel Reese, furiously revising her speaking fee. One's building an empire. The others, well, you'll see, ready for the real story behind Angel Reese's jealousy. Stick around as we reveal Angel Reese's just released revised speaking fee, and in the end we'll share one thing Angel Reese can do to finally prove whether people watch women's basketball for her too.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
You remember this familiar scene, a packed arena, fans on their feet, all eyes on one player, that player Caitlin Clark, from college sensation to WNBA phenomenon. Clark's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary, but did her rookie season live up to the hype? Let's just say she didn't just meet expectations, she shattered them in her debut WNBA season. Clark didn't just play well, she rewrote the record books. We're talking 62 records in a single season. That's not a typo, 62. She led the league in assists, broke the single season and single game assist record, and set records for 3-point and points for rookies as well.
One of the greatest years of basketball, with work put in by anybody ever.
Now you might be thinking, sure, she's good on the court, but what about off it? Well, get ready for this, since Clark's debut WNBA TV viewership has skyrocketed by almost 4 times. That's not a small bump, that's a seismic shift. Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it. A
needle mover. The biggest draw in American sports today, CC22, Caitlin Clark Kent. That's just the truth.
But here's where things get really interesting. Remember how we said Clark was rewriting the record books? Well, she's doing it off the court too. Clark has turned her voice into a powerful tool, captivating audiences at corporate events, charity galas, and educational forums. She's not just playing basketball. She's shaping conversations about leadership, resilience, and health while being compensated accordingly. Her $100,000 fee for a 30-minute virtual session has set a new standard. Clark is earning more for a single speaking engagement than her WNBA gig for the entire year. So what does all this mean? It means Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player, she's the draw, she's the needle mover, she's bringing new fans to the game, setting records left and right, and proving that women's basketball can be big business.
She can also make some serious cash, and that's a virtual one right there. And according to an old LinkedIn post, her virtual speaking fee starts at $100,000, which is, you're talking about on Zoom or whatever, right? That is nuts.
And here's the most amazing part. Despite the steep price tag, her schedule is fully booked, from headlining events with business icons to recently sitting down with David Letterman. Caitlin has become the face of inspiration far beyond the court. She's also balanced this whirlwind of appearances with prom golf tournaments, community initiatives, and off-season training, and through it all, she's remained laser-focused on what matters most, taking care of her health and preparing for the future.
I think the thing about leadership is how you approach every single person is going to be completely different. And I think the thing that's helped me be successful throughout my career has been the relationships that I've been able to build with people. And every single person you have to approach differently, because they come from a different background, they come from a different place. somebody can be a little more tenderhearted, and for me, I'm probably want to be screamed at. Like, it's just everybody's a little bit different. So I think that's what's unique about leadership and being able to understand people, but that takes time, and building relationships is really important.
This focus on balance has only amplified her appeal. Fans adore her not just for her skills, but for her humility and sense of perspective. She's proof that you don't need to court controversy to command attention. But while Caitlyn seems content to let her actions speak for themselves, not everyone has been able to stay quiet. And while Caitlyn herself has stayed above the fray, one particular WNBA player seems determined to pull her from the spotlight. Not everyone's cheering for Clark's success. Well, it's something you've got to see to believe.
I'll take that, because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role.
As Clark star continues to rise, one player seems determined to keep pace no matter the cost. What happens when admiration turns to envy and imitation becomes desperation? Angel Reese's latest move might just cross that line. Let's talk about Angel Reese's newest attempt to match Caitlyn Clark's success. Remember how Clark's speaking fee made headlines at $100,000? Well, guess what? Reese has suddenly increased her own fee to the exact same amount. If you go to this popular website that's known to book sports speakers for the last 25 years, you'll conspicuously see Angel Reese's new speaking fee. Coincidence? I think not. Let's rewind to a few months ago. Same website, but here Reese's fee is not declared, and they should be contacted for further information.
I don't know what it is, but these women forever hating on CC, dog. It's looking real spooky out there for a bunch of these WNBA stars.
The timing here is everything. Just as everyone's buzzing about Clark's speaking engagements and her incredible fee, Reese decides to throw her hat in the ring. It's like she's saying, hey, don't forget about me. But here's the thing: before this, Reese's speaking gigs weren't exactly making waves. It's pretty clear she's trying to ride Clark's coattails and grab some of that spotlight. Now you might be wondering how fans and media are reacting to this. Let me tell you, it's not pretty. Social media is blowing up with people calling out Reese for what they see as a desperate move. Fans are rolling their eyes, saying things like, really, could you be any more obvious? Remember when Skip Bistant hold back, saying Reese's behavior reeks a little bit of jealousy and bitterness.
She's become the protagonist, the opposite. She's the
instigator.
She's the instigator.
100%.
Her post games reek a little bit of jealousy and bitterness.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This whole situation might be backfiring on Reese big time. Instead of elevating her status, it's making her look, well, kind of petty. People are starting to see through the act, and it's not a good look. While Clark's out there breaking records and winning hearts, Reese is coming across as someone who's more focused on keeping up appearances than improving her game.
She's talking about, she's charging $100K for speaking events, and fans is like, Shrek? Since when? And like, you only doing this because of Caitlyn.
You've got to wonder what Reese's management team is thinking. They're staying quiet, but their silence speaks volumes. It's like they know they've made a misstep, but don't know how to backtrack. All this drama might actually be helping Clark more than Reese. It's highlighting the difference between their approaches. Clark's out there letting her game do the talking while she's talking, but is anyone really listening? But hold on to your seats, because this so-called rivalry didn't start with speaking fees. Oh no, there's a whole history here, a history of jealousy that's been brewing for a while, and trust me, what we're about to dive into next, it makes the speaking fee drama look like child's play. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you now. Back to the action.
Jealousy and envy and delusion all mixed together. Angel Reese has done a couple of nice things, added some femininity to the way these women dress. Great. No one's tuning in to watch Angel Reese play basketball. She's not that skilled. She's not that good. She's an energy player. She gets rebounds. She gets puts back. But no one's tuning in to watch Angel Reese. It's just not happening.
Reese, it's just not happening. You've seen the highlights, but did you catch the lowlights as Caitlin Clark's star ascended another player's true colors, began to show Angel Reese's on-court antics were just the beginning. Let's unpack the petty plays and high school comments that exposed a rivalry fueled by pure unadulterated jealousy.
She's not Michael Jordan. She's not Magic Johnson. She's not Larry Bird. She's someone that taunted Caitlin Clark on a big stage. Those are the facts.
When Angel Reese grabbed national attention by pretending to be John Cena and chasing Caitlin Clark all around the court, yeah, that happened, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. As Reese entered the WNBA, something changed. It wasn't just about her game anymore. It was about the spotlight and who was standing in it. Signs of Reese's growing frustration with Clark's rising fame started to show. After games, instead of the usual sportsmanship, we saw Reese making eyebrow-raising comments and gestures. Now with 12 points off the bench, take this game between the fever and the sky. When Reese's teammate Chundi Carter got into it with Clark, what did Reese do? She applauded. Not exactly the picture of sportsmanship, right? But it didn't stop there. Reese took to social media and post-game interviews to make sure everyone knew her opinion in one particularly bold statement. Reese claimed, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too." Talk about confidence, but analysts saw it differently. During another game, Reese hit Clark in the head. Go, 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 go. Clamor. Now fouls happen in basketball, but it's what Reese said afterward that really turned heads. She defended her actions, calling it a basketball play. She suggested that some players receive special whistles from referees. Wonder who she could be talking about.
Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench.
Analysts have pointed out that Reese's actions might be attempts to play the villain role in this rivalry with Clark. But here's the thing, it could be seriously damaging her reputation. While some drama can be good for a sport, there's a fine line between rivalry and just plain bad behavior. Throughout the year, WNBA players were demanding to be given credit for elevating the league. Let's talk about the real winner in all this drama, the WNBA itself. We're seeing a surge in viewership that's nothing short of incredible, primarily because of Clark. But it's not just about numbers. The Clark-Reese saga has people talking about women's basketball in a way we've never seen before. It's all over social media, sports shows, even mainstream news. Let's not forget about the players themselves. While Clark's star continues to rise, Reese is facing a make-or-break moment with the Unrivaled league, losing players with big fan bases such as Clark. Remember when she said people watch women's basketball because of her too? Well, now's her chance to back up those words.
We went up really strong a lot of times and we didn't get a lot of calls. And going back and looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle.
But as their debut season approaches, a wave of withdrawals and PR missteps has left fans skeptical. At the center of it all stands Angel Reese, the league's last marquee draw. Reese has spent the offseason in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. The stakes couldn't be higher, not just for her but for the league itself. Can she back up her words, or is this the start of her and Unrivaled unraveling? This is the moment where everything changes.
Throughout the year, WNBA players were demanding to be given credit for elevating the league. Angel Reese claimed that she was along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media. They wanted us to believe that the WNBA was exploding in popularity. They wanted to keep all the credit for themselves while downplaying the impact of the only star in the league, Caitlin Clark.
Unrivaled has handed Reese the ultimate stage with top-tier players. Bowing out, the league has positioned her as its centerpiece, the one player expected to draw fans and drive interest. But Reese's offseason has been marred by distractions, podcast appearances, social media spats, and public backlash over her responses to criticism. Meanwhile, critics point to her underwhelming stats, a shooting percentage of just 39%, and inefficiencies near the rim as evidence that she's not ready for the mantle of leadership. Who would want to watch more brick shots?
Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power.
The big question is what's next for Clark and Reese as the 2025 season approaches. All eyes will be on these two. Will Clark continue her record-breaking streak? Can Reese step up on the court? One thing's for sure, this saga isn't going anywhere once again.
Shooting 39% on the year as a power forward, as a 4, as somebody who shoots within 5 feet of the basket on, let's say, 90% of your field goal attempts, that's not too good.
From Caitlin Clark's record-breaking rookie season to Angel Reese's headline-grabbing antics, this so-called rivalry has certainly kept us on our toes. But while Clark continues to let her game do the talking, Reese's desperate attempts to stay relevant are becoming more transparent by the day. Now, with the Unrivaled League offering Rhea golden opportunity, it's time for her to put up or shut up. Can she back up her bold claims about being a draw for women's basketball, or will this be another case of all talk and no action? One thing's for sure, the BAS basketball world is watching, and Reese's next move could make or break her reputation. Maybe it's time for Reese to focus less on matching Clark's off-court success and more on elevating her own game. After all, healthy competition is what truly grows the sport. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.
Once again, WNBA players are getting exactly what they wanted. Here is your chance to prove that you can make it without Caitlin Clark. Here is your chance to prove that you're all stars, instead of the reality, which is you're in the spotlight of the real star.